All right, Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL has us on the west coast of the Sunshine State. Downtown Tampa's the spot, Raymond James Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ew, the orange cuties.
Let's go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
You can't block me. Switch.
22 jet bomber.
Kill. Check three.
Shoot.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up 2nd down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
They're running it.
2nd and 4. His throw incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. But now it'll be 3rd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Yeah, he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know how you put those big cans down on the sideline and angle for them and shot for them? Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
22 jet bomber. Scene 6.
Looking to throw. Love. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20.
36. Deuce.
Back to throw. Love. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He throws and he hits the
Wow,
to
come
Thomas.
on.
And he coughed it up, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 1st down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Here we go. Set. 10-2 soft.
Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go.
Hey, orbit.
Hey, Mike.
Fire.
2nd and 13.
It's our field.
He's got this one complete to
Oh, come
Perriman.
on.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Brashad Perriman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
25. Ready.
Looking to throw. Love. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Ready, ready, ready.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Nice, sweetheart. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 50. Ready.
To throw again. Love.
Stop, baby. That's what they shot.
Are
And
you
this
fucking
one
kidding me?
incomplete.
Holy shit,
Too much
man.
contact to
Come
hold on to
on.
that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish.
Mike's 59. I got you. I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine.
To throw on 3rd down. Love. He's got his man. That's Wallace. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
It's a gain of 25 yards. First down, Saints.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 27. Operating from the gun. Love. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Okay,
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Get check, 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 check.
On the ground, this is Kamara. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. I got it. Go.
From the gun, Love. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Check, 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 check. Shift, shift.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. It was P.J. Williams that time on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
2nd and 6. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. 22 yards there, a first down. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. It shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. And this one is right down the middle. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. It got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
No, but it was a blown coverage.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Just like that.
Back to throw. Love. And Thomas has it.
Are you fucking
and now
kidding
look
me?
at this.
I'm
Big
so
gain,
done
but a
with this
fumble.
game, dude.
And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
You got it.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Two draw corkers.
10.
Hey, high 7.
2nd and 5. Looking downfield for Godwin. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Tackle made that time by Vita Vea. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Looking to throw. Love. On the check down, he finds Kamara. Stops shy of the 45.
That's it, baby.
Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Ready, set. Mike, 59's Mike. Check. Chopper. Come back to you. Delta. Back to you. Check. Ready.
On first down, Love drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Now it's Kamara in the passing game. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
First carry for Central Florida alum, Latavius Murray. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making a big-time play?
Come on! 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They'll set up a throw. That's caught by Howard. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Double tight, guys, double tight. 4 down. Check.
Hey, Haywood.
Mike 42, Mike 42.
Get it.
They'll drop the throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Come on, baby. Thank God.
Jordan, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is away, and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds back near their own 20.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On second down, Kamara. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Back to throw. Love gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
Let's go.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done.
Hey, here we go.
That is caught at the 7. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They've got it first and goal at the 7. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Thomas the intended target, but it'll be second and goal. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal.
56 to Mike, boys, 56.
Looking to throw. Love. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off.
God, I'm so fucking
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line. Second and a yard. Second and 1. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their third one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Ready to break.
Mike's 47. Let's put him on the bus.
Hey, Alpha.
Put that team on the bus. 47's the Mike, boys. 47. Check, check.
He'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he's got the first down. Yardage before being taken down at midfield. The Bucks going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a first and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it second down. Here's second and 8. He finds Howard complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And Gay knocks this one through. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go, baby.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
On first and 10, Love finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. Give him a couple on the catch at 2nd and 8. Well, this is how you shape the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when, and he told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured this.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Latavius Murray, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead down to 3 at 13-10. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, come on, Ian. Stop fucking me over. Let's just get this game off. Come on.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Again, it's Jones. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucks have a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Oh, I'm so hurt.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I got him.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Come on, Cam.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Check, 47.
Y'all not ready?
2nd and 10. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Hey, let's get some penetration.
Come on, dude.
Back to throw.
Oh my
Open man has
fucking
got
god,
one. It's
dude.
complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 14. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
On 2nd down, it's
Oh
Jones.
my
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. That good for 19 on a 1st down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Now Jones. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
Oh my god,
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Oh, this is blocked.
Nice.
The Saints have
boys.
got it.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
Look at the
Come
big
on,
man
boys.
rumble.
Come
The
on,
40.
boys.
He's
Oh,
at the
he's so
30. 20. But he will not be able to bring this one back in the
Anyone else
extra
get that?
point attempt.
Anyone else? It's a fucking
Unsuccessful.
I remember when they changed the rule, and there's a lot of consternation, especially coming from the kickers. Okay, how's this going to affect things, having to kick a longer one now? Much more of a field goal attempt, and the defensive guys saw it as an opportunity to get more block.
That's exactly right. There's more effort now. Before, when it was snapped down near the goal line, you would basically see guys just stand there.
Yeah, not anymore. Now, those guys are going after it because not only can they knock it away, change a little bit of momentum.
They can get 2 points.
They can pick it up and take it back for 2 points.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try
Oh,
again,
my mouth is
2nd and
watering.
10.
They're not going to give it to me. Someone's going to...
They run it again with Kamara. And an alley to run. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah,
Okay,
2 first
so
downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
He's checking
Can I
Craig.
run this?
You go
I
You got
think I can.
They'll run out of the
Oh
gun
my
with
fucking
Kamara.
God, are you kidding
And he'll be
me?
brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Why is Mike Thomas blocking him?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Buzz. Mike's 59. Right, 59.
Operating from the gun. Love. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
First down, Saints.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's set it, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Bravo. 59's Mike. 59's Mike. Check. 59. Ready, go.
Throwing on first down. Love. And to the tight
Are
end
you
here,
fucking kidding me?
Jenkins.
I'm done.
And it's
I'm
picked up by
quitting.
the Buccaneers.
You're fucking kidding me.
The 20.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Now a first down carry by Jones.
Yeah, you're
and
not
the
going to...
stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. One receiver to the left is Evans.
Check. Mike 42.
You better bring it. You better ready.
On play action, they'll throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
You see me?
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Bucks on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Hey, Delta. Mike 42.
Now back to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
90. Wolf. Push him back. Push him back. 45. Mike 45. Faster. Ready.
On first down, Love. Safarian Jenkins has it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Here we go.
17 there and a New Orleans first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Love. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 43 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. From the gun, Love. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
It's a gain of 9.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Running with Kamara. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Saint touchdown. Alvin Kamara, his 19th touchdown now on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Lutz good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Get ready.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. They'll go again to Jones.
Let's go. Come on,
not
baby.
much there.
Come on,
Maybe
give
a
me
yard
some.
up to the 24.
I need
A
one
1-yard
play.
gain there
One
following the
play. Come on.
3-yard pickup on first down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Bucks on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
What the fuck are we
That
doing?
sends him
That's
2 yards in the
not
wrong
what
direction
needed to
and
happen.
leads to 2nd
Oh,
down.
that's so sad. We double teamed the DT. Damn it, man. Damn it, man.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
Can we get something cheap?
2nd and 6. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And the stop will come inside the 5
I
at the
don't think
4.
this will work, but
Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
come on, baby. Worst comes to worst,
This
I'll
a
fucking
big
fuck
play
this.
for both sides.
Come on.
What will we see here?
Come on.
3rd and 4.
I just need blocking.
They'll try to run it in. It's Kamara. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal.
4th and goal at the 2-yard line.
Damn, if I got another animation, that's a touchdown. This game is so animation-based. That's so...
They come out here in the eye. Likely the play of the game here. Trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
I'm just going to put it in the arms of Murray.
He's checking, he's locking.
Come on, guys.
Crash. Check
Come on,
24,
guys.
check 24.
Please. Please.
Watch it. Recon, 132 fighting. Safety's creeping. Cut.
They run. It's
Let's
Hill.
go.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints.
Let's
A
fucking
great
go,
play
baby.
there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Saints have taken the lead. So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. They'll try and run it up the middle. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more.
Buccaneers 22.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
Ben, don't break. Ben, don't break. We'll give him the field goal. I'm okay with him having the field goal.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
He tried. He really tried.
He picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The mic. 47 is the mic. Bring it. Bring it. Let's go.
Back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
We play to win. Let's go.
Another Buccaneers first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll look to throw. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. The Saints say they have it, and they do.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week in practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Let's go, baby. Come on.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt.
Come on.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Double tight.
The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. So this one a victory here for New Orleans, and it took a big fourth quarter to do it, but bottom line, they got the job done.
Yeah, it is the bottom line, isn't it? A few anxious moments along the way, though, a few sweaty palms, not just for the team, but for their fans. As you mentioned, down going into the fourth quarter. How about the rally? How about the comeback? Getting it done on both sides of the ball, holding them when they needed to, and finding ways to get points when they had the football.
So for New Orleans, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2.
was. See why? What's the standings like? I'm 14-2. How is that? Oh my god. I'm still first. Steelers, Bills, Jaguars. I could beat the Jaguars. I've beat them. What's my schedule look like? I'll go there. I lost to the Packers, honestly. Holy shit. And then the Steelers beat me. God damn it. Oh god. Rams and Falcons, huh? God damn it. Love finna be a superstar at the end of this year, bro.